Good evening, dosto. I am here today to do my fifth podcast to tell you a little more about me, my book, my memories, and challenges, and all the problems that one faces in life, and share it with you. It's my whole idea of this book. I did it my way. It's all about sharing my experiences, my trials, my tribulations, my failures, my disappointments, my betrayals, which we all go through in life. It's nothing new, and to talk about it. But it's good to talk about things, and this book is about, I have expressed and talked about and admitted the faults that one makes, and what are the repercussions that happen during the course of your lifetime, and how it affects the people around you. So this book, as I said, is not about I, me, myself, and what I've achieved and what I've done and what I've gained and where I am, and it's just not, that is incidental. This is how book is about how it affected the lives of my wife, whom I married and had 2 children from, and how the children got affected, and after that the breakup and having left the marital home. It's about my moving on with my other relationships which I had during the course of my time, and how that affected those relationships and the people associated with them. And I am, of course, guilty of having done what I've done, and I think I have paid my dues, and I've been also been punished for them in life, if I can say that, by a lot of things that have happened to me or are happening to me. But as we say, कि जो भी है, what you sow is what you reap, and that's what it happens. जो भी है इस दुनिया में ही आपको भुगतना है, और इस दुनिया में ही आप करते हो. दिस दुनिया में अगला कोई जन्म नहीं है. You sow what you reap here, and you get what you get. The good thing is you get good, for bad you get bad, and you get punished for it, and that's what it's all about. And I am apologetic and very sorry about my life for whatever I've done to the people around me, my wife, my children, my other relationships who had very close relationship, and what I have gone through, what they have gone through because of me, and where it's brought me. So it's all about that. So I just wanted to give you a little brief about the book, what it's all about. Let's get back to where we left off last time. I think we were in my school-going days, and the school-going days was in Xavier School in Dhobi Talao, and I have great memories of my school days, and having gone through those 11 years of school with my SSC, I've had my experiences where I was a very good sportsman, and played badminton, cricket for the school in the Harris Shield, Guy Shield, and played for the state. Maharashtra won the Maharashtra State Championship with my partner Gautam Thakkar, and which was a great achievement for me. And I used to also be the head boy of the school. I was appointed the head boy of the Xavier School, which was a great achievement. I mean, there used to be a RSP in school, which is a road safety patrol, and I was heading the road safety patrol. So there were a lot of things which I did other than study, which I did, of course, very little of. And then there was the incident of my my relationship with my drawing teacher, which I had, which was again part of my highlight of the of my school days, which is something very interesting, which you will read in the book. I just hinting this to you. When I was in school, I would say I grew up very quickly, physically, emotionally, mentally, and I used to live in Churchgate, in Prem Court, on the second floor, opposite KC College. And on the fifth floor, there was a very good friend of ours, from the royal, living from the royal family, and whose son was very friendly with me. He was the prince of a state in Maharashtra, and he had a sister whom was very pretty and also very, very talented. And we, living in the same building, we got to know each other, and we used to meet a lot, and we had a common interest, which was music, and we used to meet a lot. So after that, when I went to college, which was the Xavier's College, I joined the Bachelor of Science, BSc, and this was forced upon me because BA was nothing. I did BSc, but I never attended college. We used to hang around outside in the college canteen, or hang out and sit on the steps, but I never went much to the classes. And all my friends who were doing their BA, one of them, which I must speak of, was a very, very dear friend and brother to me. His name was Vinod Mehra, who later on went to become a very famous actor. He was like a brother to me. And we had formed one group called Sangeet Mandal, which was, we used to have a music program every year and have awards and give this awards to the Best Singer Awards and stuff like that. And we had a very, very close-knit group of me, Vinod Mehra, Jubinder Dange, who was a good singer, Babu Mukherjee, Hemant Kumar's son, who was a good singer, and Pinky, and Kiran Motwani, and Lat Mehra, and we had a very good group, and we used to always hang out together. And of course, there were their girlfriends, respective girlfriends, which I don't want to mention, but they all had girlfriends. But Vinod was the most popular and handsome guy in that whole group, and all the girls in the college were always swooning over him. And he was a very shy-ish kind of guy, and all the girls were crazy about him, and he never paid much attention to them. So during this time, all this time that happened, this lady from my building, who was the princess, also joined the college, and I was very happy to see her. And slowly, our friendship developed, and it was a very, very, I would say, a beautiful friendship. And there was nothing physical about it, but it was a very emotional and like the first love kind of situation. And that was there, and we used to sit and chat and talk and everything. And she was very sweet. And it developed into a very beautiful relationship. As the years went by, of course, I was nothing, and she belonged to the royal family. She was kind of asked or forced by her mother to get married, and there's not much I could do about it. And she used to give me stories about how she had to go out with the person she was supposed to get married to, and all kinds of stories which I've written about in my book. But that journey where where she used to have classical dancing and singing. And her brother and me, we used to do music together, and I was fond of music. So those were very, very fond memories of mine with her, it's a different kind of feeling, a kind of a love which was so spiritual that I had with her. There was no physical contact. There was nothing. It was just an emotional bond which we had. And that feeling is something that I will always cherish all my life. This is part of my journey. And then in college, I again continued with cricket and badminton. And then one day, I got a call from Bombay Gymkhana saying that we want to meet you. And there was an uncle of mine who was with Burma Shell, Mr. Surinder Kapoor, who came to me and he said, if we would like to give you membership of Bombay Gymkhana and play cricket and badminton for us. I said, okay. So I got the life membership of Bombay Gymkhana, which I think I still am, for 500 rupees. Today I believe the membership of Bombay Gym is maybe 50 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crores, I don't know what it is. But I remember getting my life membership for 500 rupees. I still remember my number is L84, so you can imagine the membership. I played badminton and cricket for the gymkhana and did very well, and that became my second home, as I was living very close to it in Bombay Gymkhana. And those days again with the friends during the time I was single, and also the time when I got married in '69 were the best years of my life, which I spent with my friends. And that's the time when I got involved into music, where because of the Sangeet Mandal, because of the singing, because I won the Best Singer award in that year, I came in touch with people like Mahinder Kapoor, who used to be a close friend of the family. And I asked him to teach me and to guru me for my music singing. So we made a deal, and he was a little on the plumper side. And he said, if you teach me badminton, I'll teach you singing. So that was the deal. So that deal worked with us, and every morning I used to play badminton with him to make him slim down. And he used to teach me singing. So that was the deal. And it turned out to be quite good. So I did learn a lot of singing from him. A very, very great, nice man, one of the finest human beings I've ever met. Very soft-spoken, very respectful. I miss him a lot. He's no more. Then came in my college days, because I was fond of having parties and having my father and mother being very social people, having parties with the film industry, Bollywood, as I said earlier, with Mr. J.C. Jain. I too, when I grew up, started throwing parties like my father. And that's the time when people like Jagjit Singh, Bhupinder, Anup Jalota, Pankaj Udas, Talat Aziz, Nirmal, Manhar, all came into my life. And then that time was, I think, one of the best years of my life, because we used to have music parties all night, sitting till morning, and we never knew how time passed. That was a great time between 64 and 70, 71, 72, when I was a bachelor and we all had fun. And that's the time when I got to know Vinod Mehra very well, close to me. Jagjit Singh was struggling in those days. He was staying in a lodge in Bombay Central, and we used to have parties together and go for parties with free drinks, free dinner kind of thing. He stayed with me for a couple of months, and also turned from Sardar to what he was, which was, I was part of that whole journey when he cut his hair and from a Sardar to when he became what he was, what you see him as of today. But I must tell you something about Jagjit Singh. I think he's done one film which was called Aman with Rajinder Kumar and Saira Bano, where he plays a role as a Sardar. So if you ever get the chance to watch that film, you'll see Jagjit Singh as a Sardar. So we were very, very close. So all these singers, Bhupinder, all these Pankaj, Manar, we were all a family together. And they were all struggling in those days. And we helped each other. We gained a lot from each other. And we still meet. Of course, Bhupinder is no more. Jagjit is no more. Pankaj is no more. But I still meet Anup Jalota, who is like a brother to me. Talat Aziz was very close to me. And these are the few people left now with whom I still have a relationship, very close with them. But I miss Jagjit, Bhupinder, Pankaj, all of them. So that was the part of the musical journey which is very, very interesting, which I've written in my book. Incidents which you remember with Jagjit, with Bhupinder, with Mintali, with Anup, with Pankaj, with Manar, with Nirmal, with Talat Aziz, all these people, incidents what happened. It is such a lot of emotion, a lot of memories which I have of them, which I don't think anybody can have. I'm very lucky to have been linked and associated with them and known them that intimately. Very few people would have. Then my journey for getting Vinod Mehra his first break into films, which I mentioned again in my chapter, is how Vinod Mehra came into films and how my father and me helped him get into films. That's a very interesting chapter again in that book, which you'll read. I don't want to talk much about it because it's very, very interesting how things happen in life and how he became a star. These little issues, how Talat Aziz came to Bombay and had his first show in my house in the 74, whenever he came. And these little things about Jagjit, about Anup, about Nirmal, about Pankaj, about Bhupinder, and I have these incidents and very clear in my mind, which I have mentioned in my book, which make it very interesting reading. But they're backed with photographs. And those photographs are priceless. And I have put about 600 odd pages of this in my book. Out of that, 350 odd pages must be only photographs, which I don't think anybody has seen from way back 1920s, which my mother collected. And after that, when I grew up, I have got that collection with me, which I have retained, which I have put in the book for everybody to see. So you can imagine how interesting this whole journey was till that time. Of course, there were pitfalls, there were betrayals, there were losses, there were highs, there were lows, which we all have, which I have written in my book. But to say it all and sum it all, how I got the glitz of the Bollywood and how I came into Bollywood actually in the 90s is another day, another story, which I will tell you later on when I come to that. But let's say Bollywood was in my DNA right from the time I was born, when I attended the first Filmfare Awards, when I saw the first Filmfare magazine as a child. So the DNA was there, but it was dormant. It awoke in 1990 when I got into movies. But by that time, there were so many things that happened during that time, personally, business-wise, family-wise, children-wise, and relationship-wise, which I will tell you and talk about in my next podcast.